I'm Jason Greenlees, Senior Portfolio Manager and Investment Advisor with Greenlees Wealth Management. Over the years, I've sat in on hundreds of estate conversations, and I've seen the same avoidable mistakes keep showing up, costing families time, money, and peace of mind. That's why I'm sharing 6 key estate planning lessons to help you plan with more clarity and confidence. Let's dive into today's lesson. Over the past 30 years, I've sat in on hundreds of estate planning meetings. And the unfortunate truth is the same mistakes that cost families time, money, and sometimes relationships keep showing up. But with the right approach, these mistakes can be avoided. So I want to share 6 estate planning lessons that I've learned that can save you and your family a lot of stress and headache. Lesson number 1, naming the right executor. Everyone needs an executor, and most people treat choosing their executor as a formality, but it's not. It's difficult, and it's an important job. Your executor is the person who sells your properties, settles your taxes, and divides your estate. That's real work, and it needs to be done, but it comes at a difficult time for your family. Too often, people default to a spouse or their oldest child, but a grieving spouse may be overwhelmed, and the oldest child might not have the time, skill to manage the responsibility. The smarter choice is to pick someone younger than you, who's organized and willing to take it on. Pick the right executor and your estate runs smoothly. Pick the wrong one and everything gets harder. And the executor isn't the only role people underestimate. There's another one that matters just as much, and it can affect your life before your estate's even settled. Lesson 2, choosing power of attorneys. Estate planning isn't just about what happens when you're gone. It's also about protecting you while you're alive. This is where a power of attorney comes in, and most people should have 2. One that covers finances and property, and the other that covers healthcare. These documents decide who pays the bills, who manages your accounts, and who makes critical healthcare decisions if you can't. Families that don't have them are left to scramble and sometimes fight at the worst possible time. Like executors, too often people name a child without asking critical questions. Are they ready? Do they understand money? Can they handle difficult decisions? If not, you need somebody who can, because these are the roles that matter when things get really hard. Choosing the right people is just one piece of the puzzle. But the next question isn't about who, it's about when. Lesson 3, deciding when kids get money. It's easy to say, leave a percentage to the kids. But when do they actually get it? At 18, 25, 30? Should they get it all at once or in stages? Timing of estate distribution changes everything. When you handle it well, it protects the legacy. If you handle it poorly, it can do more harm than good. Choosing milestones, ages, and even specific conditions for estate payouts helps make sure that the money supports your children instead of overwhelming them. From everything I've seen, timing matters just as much as amounts. And if you think timing's tricky, family dynamics can make things even more complicated. Lesson 4, planning with blended families. Blended families bring real challenges. Second or third marriages, whether it's yourself or your beneficiaries, means competing priorities. Here's the hard truth. A surviving spouse can change their will after you die. So even sincere verbal promises aren't enough. If you want to provide for a spouse and also protect children from a prior marriage, you need structure. Trusts, agreements, and specialist advice create clarity when words alone can't. In blended families, planning deliberately isn't optional. It's actually the only way to keep peace after you're gone. Now, I've covered important roles in handling family, but there are also underused tools that can give you the control you want even after you're gone. Lesson 5, using testamentary trusts. A testamentary trust is created by your will when you pass away, and it's one of the strongest ways to shape what happens next. You can set ages for inheritance, stage payments, and even allow trustees to release funds for education, business starts, or emergencies. There's a great way to protect beneficiaries and protect the wealth you've built. But like an executor or a power of attorney, the trustee has to be chosen with care. They need to be competent, impartial, and trustworthy for this to be truly effective. Now, even with the right structures and people in place, there's one final mistake that can undo everything, and it comes down to numbers. Lesson 6, putting a dollar value on your estate. Most people put percentages in their will. 10% paid here, 15% paid there. But even though they're easy to put in a will, they don't tell the whole story. What helps is putting a dollar value on paper. The most powerful approach we use is to create a balance sheet, list the assets, estimate the taxes, and calculate the net estate. So if you've got a $20 million estate and you're saying that you're going to give 20% here and 10% here, put a dollar value on it. I'm going to be giving $10 million to this child. I'm going to be giving $5 million to this child. Now you can start to really get clear for yourself, is that what you want to do? That gets lost when using percentages. Clarity on the numbers makes every other decision easier, and it makes conversations with family and advisors much more productive. Recap, close. Estate planning isn't just one document that you file and forget. It's a series of decisions: choosing the right executor, naming powers of attorney, setting the right timing for kids, planning deliberately for blended families, using trust to protect your legacy, and putting real numbers on paper. Get these right and you'll save your family time, money, and conflict. So don't wait. Review your plan with your lawyer and your advisor and make sure these 6 areas are covered, and your family will thank you for it.